you're never going to regret taking that risk. It's not really a risk. It's actually going to save your life. Because if you don't do it, you're going to feel like you were suffocating. Moving to New York was absolutely a dream come true for me. I had always wanted to live in New York, probably since I was in my late teens. And I just knew that at the age of 25, I got into a place in my life where it was time to live in the city of my dreams, basically. And I was at a turning point in my career. I wasn't sure how happy I was at my job. I was in the fashion retail business. And so really there's no other place to live but New York City. And so I quit my job in Miami and moved to New York without a job. I ended up moving in with one of my best friends. I had a built-in support system there. I had a lot of sorority sisters that lived there. So I really didn't have to start from scratch as far as support went, but I did have to start from scratch as far as my job. When I first moved to New York, I had the best summer of my life. I moved there at the beginning of summer 2010, and I had so much fun for 3 months. And then after 3 months, I was on the phone crying with my friends because I did not think that I was going to make it there. I ran out of all the money that I saved to move there, which was around $8,000, and I had no job. And then it was probably the lowest point I've ever come to as far as money situation. And right when I didn't think I would be able to afford my next month's rent, I got a call from Victoria's Secret Direct, and I began freelancing for them. I moved up so fast, I had so much success that I was very much content with where I was at. Content to the point where I knew I really didn't want to stay there longer to move up. It was hard to make the decision to leave New York because I do love the city so much, but I did feel like I wasn't growing personally, and I wasn't happy at all. I had friends, I had a life, but there was something inside that was like, but this isn't it, Christina. I took my first trip abroad by myself when I turned 30 years old, and I went to Spain. Because Spain was always some place that I really wanted to travel alone, and so I did. So when I came back, that's when I basically made the decision that I wanted to live abroad. I was still trying to find my purpose in life. I was kind of at a point in my career where I felt like I had no interest in moving up within that company, and so it was just kind of the perfect storm. Relationships, I didn't have one. I don't have kids, so it just kind of felt like there was no better time than to do it at 31. So that's when I made a decision to move. One friend who, I think she meant well, but when I told her that I wanted to move to Spain, she said, Christina, do you not want to get married? Christina, do you not want to get married? Christina, do you not want to get married? And I was like, oh, of course I want to, right? Of course I want to. But, for me, it's like, in the meantime, I'm not going to sit around and just wait for somebody to come rescue me. I'm going to rescue myself and fulfill my dreams and do what I need to do for Christina. I knew before I moved here that there were going to be things that happened out of my control, and they were going to be far more difficult than living in the States because I was in a foreign country and I don't know the language and I don't know the different ins and outs of this country, and things were going to go wrong, and it was up to me to allow whether it was going to affect me dramatically or not. I think I probably have been insecure since I was in middle school. I think it started. And it hasn't been something that plagued me every single day of my life. I definitely think it comes in waves. As much as people can tell you how attractive they think that you are or whatever, it still doesn't matter unless you believe it yourself, right? And I think in college it really came to a head because I did have I mean, we all do. We have people, our loving friends and family who say, oh, girl, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so pretty. We have that in our lives. Guys, I got that a lot from guys in college. But I didn't believe that at all. And then I found myself in problematic relationships where, guys were playing me. And so it's kind of like, wait, you're telling me that I'm this great person, but then this is happening to me, so I must not be great. And I internalized that, My last significant relationship was the one that probably made me feel the lowest, and the one that it took me the longest to get through, and it was the one that lasted the longest. I was physically feeling pain from it. Physically. And so I guess that would probably be my turning point when I said, no, this can't happen. I was getting heart, pressure in my chest, thinking about everything that was going on with him. And I knew that was not, I had so much anxiety. I think it took me this long to realize that it's okay for this person not to move on in your life, even as a friend. That chapter in your book of life is completely over and is unhealthy for this person to remain in your life. Travel has given me the ability to rely and count on myself more. I didn't think that, that Spain was this land of opportunity and my life was automatically going to be better and I was going to meet this wonderful Spanish man and we were going to have this wonderful, Spanish life in the south of Spain. No, I didn't think that. But I definitely knew that I had work to do. And so, maybe I was running away from all the noise and all of the distractions that were keeping me from growing. And if I was running away from something, it was that. You're never going to regret living or taking that risk. It's not really a risk. It's actually going to save your life. Because if you don't do it, you're going to feel like you were suffocating. That little girl who I was to be I would want her to be proud of me. It's my nephew. I want him to be oh yeah, my aunt. Oh yeah, she lived in Spain. She lives in Spain. Or, anybody, my friends' children or, my future kids. I just want them to be proud of me. And obviously my parents, my family. So the way that they're going to be proud of me or the way they're proud of me is just because I am living my life.